Welcome back to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. Our mission is to share what we have learned from our experience and the experience of others to help you make more money investing like a pro. We want to teach you how to create wealth by investing in real estate the Discount Property Investor way. To jumpstart your real estate investing career, visit freewholesalecourse.com, the most complete free course on wholesaling real estate ever. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. I am your host, David Dodge, and today I have a special guest that's going to be joining us, Dave Dubeau. Did I say that right, Dave?
Pretty close. Dubeau.
Dubeau. I said it earlier and I screwed it up. I got it right this time.
It's all good.
Dave Dubeau is joining us, and Dave is from Canada. And he is an expert at raising capital. In fact, he is with Money Partner Formula. So I'm just really happy to get Dave on the show today to talk to us a little bit about raising capital and some of these other things that we probably don't think about when it comes to capital. So Dave, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I am fantastic. Even better now that I'm on your show. It must be a heck of a good show if the host has such a wonderful name.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. That's awesome. So tell us, when did you start raising capital? And I'm assuming you are doing this for real estate ventures.
Yeah. I'm a real estate weirdo, like most of your followers, I'm sure. I'm into this real estate thing. Been doing it for quite some time. In fact, I kind of stumbled into real estate back in the early 2000s when I lived in Costa Rica, of all places.
Nice.
So I actually spent a decade down in Latin America, lived in Costa Rica, got married, had a Costa Rican family, had a language training company down there, ended up doing a couple of little pre-foreclosure deals, didn't even know that's what they were, but kind of stumbled into that. And then 2003, we moved back to North America. We moved to Canada, where I'm from originally. And everybody goes, you left tropical paradise and you moved to Canada. What's wrong with you? And hey, man, our kids were getting towards school age. Canada is a great place to raise your family. So started all over again from scratch. And that's when I jumped into real estate investing, doing one of those late night infomercial type things. Bought the course and did a bunch of deals. Those didn't really require capital. They were creative type deals, low money, no money down type deals. But then when I started doing buy and hold type properties, that's when I started needing to come up with down payment money. And like most people, I was able to self-finance my first deal or two and then hit that wall, ran out of cash, ran out of credit. And that's when I started trying to figure out this whole capital raising thing. And David, hate to say it, but I sucked wind big time at the beginning. I mean, I did everything wrong. Well, first thing I did was...
How long ago was the beginning?
Well, for raising capital, not that long ago as well. Well, it's relative. It was back in 2010 when I first took my first kick at the can at raising capital.
Gotcha. Okay, got it. So 2010. So you've been doing it for about 11, maybe 12 years at this point. And you were raising capital for what reason?
Because I ran out of it.
So you ran out of it, right? So you were raising it to so you could still essentially go do real estate investing, correct?
Exactly. Because creative, low money, no money down type deals are good when you can find them. But if you're in a hotter market or you're in a smaller market, it starts to get a little bit skinny. So if you got the option to bring cash to the table, it just really expands your reach. So that's what I started doing. And I remember it pretty vividly, David, because we tend to remember our painful experiences. And I had this really good deal on the go. Didn't have the money for it, but I'd heard, hey, find a good deal and the money will magically find you. So I had this deal under contract and I tried all the stuff they told me to try. So I tried dialing for dollars. I sucked at that. I tried networking and schmoozing, and I guess the desperation just oozed out of every pore. That didn't work very well. Tried spamming everybody I knew about my deal. Bottom line, lost that one, turned off a lot of really good prospective investors. And after the smoke cleared, and I'm in kind of a small city, so I had some major egg on my face, right? But after the smoke cleared, I said, hey, I know a thing or two about marketing. Why don't I apply marketing to raising capital instead of chasing after investors like a desperate salesman? What if I get them coming to me instead? I think that'll work a lot better. So by hook or by crook, I came up with this thing that I call the money partner formula. Worked really well for me doing single family home deals. I didn't raise a ton for that, but probably around 750,000 for those kind of deals. And then when I scaled up into multifamily, I've raised millions for multifamily deals. And more importantly, I've helped other, what I call mom and pop investors get rolling with raising capital. And cumulatively, they've raised over $300 million for their deals.
Holy cow. That is awesome, Dave. Very cool. So
Yeah.
when you were raising for your own single family, that 700, was that a fund that you created that you were pulling that money into? Or
no, those were joint venture deals. So like onesie twosies, one investor on board to do one deal. So that was, that whatever that represented, that was probably 9 or 10 different single family homes at that time for that capital.
Nice. And then whenever you're doing the large apartments, are you syndicating those type of deals, or are you creating a fund?
More of a syndication type situation.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
it sounds like you've done a bunch of these different types of things, and you've helped people raise a bunch of money, which is amazing. Very cool.
That's what it's all about, man. Yeah. So it's all about creating a system, a process for doing this, because so many people are just haphazard, right? They get a deal under contract and they go out like crazy trying to raise capital, and it may or may not work. And then it's, they're busy working on that deal and not doing anything to raise capital. And then they have to start everything up again at the end of it. My philosophy is a little bit different. So my philosophy is you want to always be raising capital. You want to always be looking for deals. You want to be doing both of those at the same time. And David, I know you're an absolute expert when it comes to finding deals and motivated sellers. So it's a matter of having both at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree completely, because there's times where we don't have enough deals and we have more money than we need. And there's the flip side where we have a ton of deals and all the money's out and we're waiting on refinances to get it back to the lender so they can relend to us. And there's definitely that happy medium and that balance of having both deal flow as well as, capital. I love that.
I think if you had to choose one or the other, having more capital in the deals is kind of a more comfortable place to be in, right?
It's a much more comfortable place to be. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, tell us about Money Partner Formula. What exactly is Money Partner Formula? Is this a coaching program that you have, or is this a course that you sell, or what exactly is it, if you don't mind me asking?
Sure. It's a done-for-you marketing service. That's what we have. I have a boutique marketing agency, and we work with mom and pop real estate investors. And instead of just teaching them what to do and expecting them to do it, we show them what it's all about, and then we help them to actually implement it. So it's done-for-you services.
Very cool. Done for you, a marketing agency. So you're going to help them implement. And what are they actually implementing?
Like, well, why don't we take a look at
daily things that they would need to do to raise money, or?
Yeah. So maybe what might work well, David, is if I just kind of walk you through 30,000 foot perspective.
Yeah, that would be amazing, Dave. If you
and then that way people kind of understand what it's all about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So again, after failing miserably, this is what I came up with. And that is, we got to be logical, especially when you're first getting started with raising capital. So ideally, if we can wave the magic wand, let's get our investor ducks in a row first, and then go find the deals, because that way we can close on them quickly. Does that make sense, David?
Yep.
So chicken and the egg, let's get the capital first. And then we have to be logical about who the heck is going to invest with us. Especially when you're first getting started with raising capital and working with partners, you're going to have to work with people that you have a pre-existing relationship with, friends, family members, coworkers, business associates, right? Because for somebody to invest 50 or 100,000 bucks with you, they need to know you, like you, and trust you with their money.
Very true.
Making sense, right? Know, like, and trust. So a lot of people think, well, hey, anybody with a checkbook and a pulse could be my investor. No, right? Because if you're going out to the general public with your deals, first of all, you're probably breaking the law. You guys down in the States have this little thing called the Securities and Exchange Commission that frowns upon that. Up here in Canada, it's no better. We've got the same idea up here. However, we are allowed to work with friends, family members, and work associates, people you have that pre-existing relationship with. So we've got to be logical. Who else is going to invest with you if you don't have much of a track record working with investors? And this is the easiest, fastest source of capital. So step number one, David, is coming up with a target group of prospective investors we're shooting for about 150 to 200 people. Who are these people? Again, friends, family members, coworkers, business associates. You know them, they know you. If you're freaking out saying, I don't know 200 people, yeah, you do. Just export all your contacts from your cell phone, your email addresses, your social media, get them all into one place. And chances are there's a couple of thousand people in there. Then whittle it down to 150 to 200 people that you actually do know. They know you.
Okay. Hey, I can get behind this. These are actionable steps. Okay.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah. So there we go. Let's wave the magic wand. We got those 200 people. What are we going to do with them? Names, email addresses, get them into a email autoresponder, a CRM system, something like that, so we can automate our marketing, right? Because if you're able to automate it, you're able to do it on a regular basis and set up a system. But here's what I want you to do first, David. I want you not to make the stupid mistake dumb Dave here made, which is charging in like a bull in a china shop saying, hey, it's Dave, I got deals. Have you got cash? Doesn't go over well. It's kind of tacky. It's not the way to get started. So we want to reconnect with these people on a personal level first before we start talking business. We want to break the ice. You can do this via an automated email sequence. You send it out, goes one to many, goes out to everybody. And then you get people to reply back to you and you have a little bit of a back and forth, a genuine reconnection with the people that respond. All right. So we want to set the stage, do that. That's the first kick at the can. Second part of the process is if somebody puts up their hand and says, hey, David, what are you up to with this real estate thing? Now we got to be ready to go to show them what we've got. We need a presentation. So the second step is creating your $1 million investor presentation. And what we do for our clients is we create a very simple, very effective slideshow presentation, like a keynote or a PowerPoint. Because here's what we got to remember, David. You and I and your followers are all real estate enthusiasts. We're into this stuff. We're listening to podcasts. We're attending at events. We're taking courses. We're taking training.
They aren't though, right?
That's right.
That's the goal, or that's the point.
That's the point. They're normal human beings.
Correct.
We're real estate weirdos. I say that with love and affection, but we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got to dumb it down. We got to keep it Reader's Digest level so it's easy for them to understand, really interesting to walk through. So a good slideshow presentation is key, and how to hold effective investor meetings. So that's step number 2 of the process. Make sure you're ready to go with your presentation. Step number 3 is one of our favorite things. I know you're a master of this. It's marketing. Let's really kick things into gear with the marketing. Constant, consistent, edutaining communication. So remembering that our group of people are not real estate enthusiasts like us, we got to make this edutaining, a little bit educational, not overwhelming, not crazy, a little bit educational, and hopefully a little bit entertaining. And then we want to be touching base with them at least once a week with different stuff. So first week, it might be electronic newsletter. Second week, it might be a blog post. Third week, it might be a video log.
And you're emailing or texting these to this group of 150 to 200 people.
Yes, once a week, at least.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding. But we got to keep it. It's really important, though, edutaining, right? So the people are kind of enjoying getting this. I don't know if they're going to be looking forward to it, but they definitely don't mind getting this in their email box. And all of this marketing has a clear call to action. Hey, if you'd like to find out more and see how this can work for you, click on the link below, book a call, let's have a conversation. So all of this is going out. So we got our target group, we've broken the ice with them, we've got our presentation ready to go. Now we're kicking things into gear with marketing. And the foundational part of this whole marketing thing, David, is a really good investor-focused website. It's going to be your online marketing hub. Everything comes from it. Everything brings people back to it so they can kind of poke around, find out more about you. It's going to build you up as an expert, going to build your credibility. It's going to pre-educate people. It's going to encourage people to click on that contact me tab. That's what this is all about. All right. So that's that third step, is to kick the marketing into gear. Does that make sense, David?
Yep. I love it.
All right.
So reconnect with your audience on a personal level, create the $1 million investor presentation, and then marketing, which is educational and entertaining to them, and touch base weekly, and then have
with a clear call to action. Clear call to action.
With
Tell
a
them
clear
exactly
call,
what you want to do. Yeah.
What you're saying, a clear call to action with the marketing.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And then have an investor focused website. I love that, which also has a clear call to action. And I'd imagine that a lot of the marketing would really just be pointing people at that investor focused website.
All of it is.
That
All
then
of it is.
has, yeah. So really the marketing is to point to that website that's got the clearest call to action of contact me so we can talk. Right.
Exactly.
I love it.
You
All
got
right.
it.
And then where do we go from there? So now we
All right.
have a website. We've got people engaged. They're going there. Now they're actually hitting the call to action. They're filling out
Exactly.
a web
Now,
form,
now
they're
you're having,
calling.
now you're doing presentations. Now you're having meetings. Now you're starting to raise some capital. Part 4, and all of this kind of goes in conjunction. I've just put it in 5 parts, so it makes more sense, right? So part number 4 is being seen as a credible real estate expert in the eyes of, again, that target group of people. So here's the good news, you guys. You don't have to be the next Robert Kiyosaki and sell a gazillion copies of a purple book. You don't have to be the next David Dodge with hundreds of episodes of a podcast up and going and teaching and training and being a guest and all this kind of stuff. There's some simple things that you can do. First of all, that website's going to go a long way. Your marketing materials are going to go a long way. Your presentation is going to go a long way. Other things that I suggest you do when it comes to raising money is when you're having that investor meeting, David, especially, if it's face-to-face or even via Zoom, dress business casual, right? So myself, maybe it's because I'm old school, whatever. I like to put on a blazer. I like to look, presentable when I'm talking with somebody about their money. I like to show them respect. And by the fact that I dress up a little bit, that gets respect back from them as well. Even if it's Aunt Hilda that used to change your diapers back in the day, if you dress the part, you're going to get a little bit more respect from them. Does that make sense?
Sure. Makes perfect sense. Yep.
Sharp looking materials, sharp looking business card, your website. We talked about that. Invest a few bucks in headshots. You're going to use that on your website. You're going to use that in your presentation. Don't do the cheapo Walmart things. Get a professional photographer to get some headshots, and things like that go a long way to building up the credibility. Speak knowledgeably about your strategy and your market. Be able to explain it Reader's Digest level. Do all of these things, and then start doing smart stuff like getting interviewed on local podcasts, things like this, maybe even starting your own platform, something like that. But that's later on down the road. Does that make sense, David?
Yep. Makes perfect sense. I
And then
absolutely love it, man. That's
last
amazing.
but not least, icing on the cake here is getting referrals and testimonials. So once you got even one investor on board or 2 investors on board, it's so much easier to get more of them, because guess what? Those guys and gals hang out with other guys and gals who've got money. So if you're doing a good job for them and you're proactive about requesting testimonials, especially video testimonials and warm introductions, you're going to be able to access their sphere of influence. And they know a lot of people with capital as well. And that's how you start to really expand and snowball this whole process.
Man,
There you go.
I love it. David, you did a great job of breaking that down.
I've done this twice before. So yeah.
I was going to say, you've done this a few times, my friend. That is really, really, really awesome. So anybody that's listening or viewing this, and they want to connect with you, they want to learn more about your money partner formula and or how they could take advantage of the done for you service that you're offering, where do they go?
Well, we got a website called moneypartnerformula.com, coincidentally enough. So moneypartnerformula.com. You can go in there. You can grab a free copy of my ebook, Money Partner Formula, in exchange for your name and your email address. That'll get you into our ecosystem. You can book a call if you'd like, and we can have a one-on-one conversation. And I call it a capital conversation. See how this can work for you and whether we're a good fit for you as having you as a client. You can join us. We do about once a month. We do a full one-day virtual workshop. So we spend a full 8 hours going over this in depth, David, about once a month on Zoom. So you can join us for one of those or just reach out. So again, moneypartnerformula.com.
Man, I love it, Dave. You came on today. You gave us a ton of information and really gave us some actionable steps, which I really, really like that. And
My
how
pleasure.
we can all go out and we can get started. Guys, if you want more information about how you can connect with Dave, go to moneypartnerformula.com. You can get a free copy of his book. You can book a one-on-one call. You can join the monthly one-day virtual workshop, or you can just go to the website and get more information and or reach out to Dave with the information that is on that website. Dave, thank you so much for coming on the show today. It has been an absolute honor. One more thing before we wrap up, man. What would be some parting words of advice that you would want to give the real estate investor community, specifically somebody that might be new to real estate investing? Because we were all new at some point in time, right?
Mhm.
I've been in this game for almost 20 years. You've been doing it, sounds like about 15, give or take, you know,
Or, yeah, no, I've
or
been
maybe
doing this
longer.
maybe long. Yeah, it's been quite a while. How did you start 20 years ago, man? Did you start when you were 5 or something like that? What's going on?
I started when I'm 20. I'm 37. So it was about 17 years ago.
All right. Well, I got quite a few years on you, David. Yeah. So, but yeah, in real estate, yeah, 21 years now so far. So, words of advice. You know what? Here are my words of advice. Take action. And I know we hear this all the time, but there are so many people that just kind of sit on the sidelines and analyze life to death. And they're just so afraid of doing anything and making any mistakes. You guys, it's all about taking some action. If you learn from smart guys like David, you take courses, get some coaching, listen to smart podcasts. The next step is go out and do something. Is there a chance you might make a bit of a mess? Yeah, it's called life. You know what? You learn from that. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Man, I love it, guys. Take action. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Great, great words of advice from the man himself, Dave Dubeau. I got it right that time, didn't I?
You definitely did, David.
I got it. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Again, go check out Money Partner Formula for more information. And we are happy and grateful to have Dave on the show today. And with that, we will be signing off. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to help us reach a wider audience. To jumpstart your real estate investing career, visit freewholesalecourse.com, the most complete free course on wholesaling real estate ever. We would also appreciate it if you left us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. Thank you in advance for your support. And remember, you make your money when you buy, you get paid when you sell. Now let's go build some wealth.